Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Beer Bros. Today we visit Magnolia, Texas and the Lone Pint Brewery.
Tell me about how you guys got started.
I've always been a home brewer since college in '93. My wife, myself, and my sister and her husband just wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
We decided the brewery might be the thing to go back in 2005.
So it's been 2005. Lone Pint's been starting up and brewing in the kitchen to now. Is that where we're at?
Well, in 2005, we made Lone Pint and LLC. We actually started brewing in my garage.
You said Ellis? Ellis County?
No, LLC. We made it into an actual...
Sorry. I was thinking, sorry about that.
We formed it as a business.
So was it basically like your friends and you making beer together and said, hey, this is pretty good?
No. We took it very seriously.
Okay.
Everything was miniaturized version of what you see here, down to the conical fermenter. So we spent about 4 to 5 years, brewing almost every weekend, giving a lot of the beer away in corny kegs.
Okay.
And perfecting the recipes, perfecting the yeast, which yeast we're going to use, and perfecting the water salt profiles. And,
definite calculation to the whole process.
Yes. We were actually going to make the jump earlier, but there was a huge hop shortage toward the end of 2000s. Which you couldn't get hop contracts.
Interesting.
We had no choice but to shelve our plans for a few years.
Wow. That's kind of hard to do. Yeah. So lifelong brewer and fan of brewing beer in general. And then you get to, what do we have in front of us today?
This is 667.
667. Explain that to us. What is some of us may know, but what does 667 mean?
It's the neighbor of the beast. It's where I went to college. My favorite bar. You'd go into the bathroom and people would write on all the walls.
Yeah.
And who knows how much money I spent at this bar, but every time I'd go to use the bathroom, I'd read the walls, and there was this one phrase right in front of me that said 667 neighbor of the beast. Somebody had written there, and I just decided I need to use that at some point in my life.
There you go.
And that's what
is this what would you say, your flagship beer for Lone Pint?
This is this and Yellow Rose are two flagship.
Yellow Rose, gotcha. And this is an IPA, correct? Correct. So it's very, I would say, of the breweries I've visited, it's not very traditional to lead with an IPA, which is very hot forward for the non-traditional brew fans. So this is very calculated towards your craft brew fans. Is that correct?
Correct.
So tell me a little bit about the notes and what kind of hops you use and what we're looking at.
Okay. Well, this one's got. Our beers are usually fairly straightforward, but this one's got more of a complex malt profile. It's sweeter, I guess you would say, and the hops are more aggressive.
Yes,
very
they are.
Aggressive, almost abrasive at times. Very piney, but that's a name. It's a beast.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be your friend, but it's a good contrast to some of our other beers, which are more floral and fruity.
I'll say, IPAs are the last kind of frontier for me in general because of the hops, and this is quite pleasant in general because I don't know, it just works for me. It is in your face, but the notes work together for me in my mouth, and the feel of it, the texture, it really works for me. I think that helps me overcome the bitterness, even though the bitterness is right there. But I'll say it's a very enjoyable beer. So what else should we know about and look for in a 667? Just taste that pretty much.
Yeah, it's piney, resinous. It's got some honey notes at the end from some of the crystal malts we use.
I can smell a tiny bit of that. You said the sweetness in there. I think that's what I'm smelling in my tongue there.
We use a light crystal malts, which is less fermentable than standard.
So it stays with it.
So it doesn't all ferment out. It has dextrins in it, which gives you more body, more weight on the tongue.
I can feel it. I really can.
And also a slight sweetness.
Yeah. So where are you guys located? I know you have the brewery here in Magnolia, and you're only in kegs at the moment. Is that correct?
Correct.
And where can our viewers get this beer?
If you go to our website, I try to keep it up to date. Most bars like to rotate their taps, but a lot of the better beer bars we're typically in.
Fantastic. And Houston area or
Flying Saucer.
Flying Saucer, I have a couple in my area too, so I'll definitely have to check it out.
The website, I try to keep it up to date. Just keep in mind they rotate taps.
Bottling soon? Ish?
The plan right now is 3 to 4 months out.
Fantastic.
We'll be in Bombers.
Fantastic. So maybe I can go to my local specs and then pick up a Yellow Rose, huh?
That's the plan.
Fantastic. Great deal.
Yellow Rose started off as just a one-off beer. We have a Pioneer series. We have a few different beer series. One's a Pioneer, it's just an experimental series that we don't usually ever brew again. We just want to try something crazy. And this is a new hop out called Mosaic. I was able to secure a couple bales of it, a couple of quarter bales, fresh flower Mosaic, and we just made it with some Pilsner. Because I just wanted to get the pure hop essence. So I used really light malt. And it turns out this hop is magical. So
the Mosaic hop, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
That's
It's a very good hop. It's a very popular beer. So now that we're actually making it all the time.
Fantastic. I'm going to give it a taste, and you tell me a little about what I should be looking for on the texture and the nose, if you don't mind, while I give this a shot. For me, that is one of the smoother IPAs I've had. It's very drinkable. When I say it to myself, it's very drinkable, as in like the average person can have a beer like this. It's not very. It has very hung forward. It has the bitterness to it, but this is one of the more drinkable IPAs I've ever had in my history in the last year and a half of drinking IPAs in general. Very, very drinkable, and I would say to my fans, our fans, that this is one that you would want to go pick up. Tell me about how you came with this. Did you have to work on the texture? Did you have to work on the hop count versus whatever other ingredients you have in there? How did you come to find Yellow Rose if it was a one-off? It was just you did one time, then it happened to work really well, and then you kept going with it?
I've been brewing a long time, and so I've got formulas on how to hop a beer to get bitterness versus flavor versus aroma levels. And so this beer hasn't changed since. I don't get it right every time. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this beer hasn't changed since the original batch.
Yeah.
So no, it's a great hop. Like I said, I'd like to take all the credit, but the hop is really, really nice.
Yeah.
It's pungent, floral, fruity.
Yeah.
Maybe cloying at times on the fruitiness level, but it's interesting. It's unique to say the least.
It's definitely. You know what? I might say top 2 or 3 IPAs I've ever had in my life. To be honest, I say that I've been on this journey for a year, but in drinkability wise and my novice palate, this is very delicious. So I would say to everybody, if you're ever in Magnolia or Houston area, come check out Lone Pint Brewery.
We're in Austin now.
You're in Austin now, yes, fantastic. So Austinites, go check out Lone Pints at your local brew pub or bars around the area.
Pubs, bars, yeah.
And hopefully in Bombers soon.
Hopefully in Bombers in 3 to 4 months.
Fantastic. And on that note, we just want to give a plug to Lone Pints. Why don't you tell us about what's your website name?
www.lonepint.com.
Perfect, pretty easy. And any last words to our fans and your future drinkers?
We're a beer lover. We're a small family-run brewery, and we're beer lovers at heart. So we're going to brew beers we like. Not everyone's going to like them, but they're real. We use whole flower hops. We use the best malt money can buy, and we use a very unique yeast strain. And we don't rush the beer. Beer needs to have time to get good. And we can to make it best possible.
I tell you what, these tours that I've done and the interviews I've done, it's always about meeting the person who gives you the brew that you love, that you drink and know. And because of that, it makes me enjoy it a lot more. And because of this and the time with you, I appreciate it very much. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of this very much. So thank you very much for the time.
Sure.
And look forward to a Lone Pint Brewery. And go check it out at your local bar spot. Anything else?
We have many flavors, but...
Okay. I'm going to say we usually have a table and we go beer rows out and then we give a little pound. So I'm going to get... That was, it's awkward the way we do it too. So, thank you guys very much. Enjoy us. See us next time. Like, comment, subscribe. All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the time very much.